All right, problem number 2, it says find the sum of two consecutive integers. The sum of two consecutive integers is negative 11. Find the two integers. Okay, so when they give you this, they mean if you add up two numbers back to back, so one of them I'll call x, the other one I'll call x plus 1. If I add these two up, then I get negative 11. Okay, so I'll show you the two ways to do it. So one is just to label the unknown integers as a letter and then plus 1, because consecutive just means back to back in a row. So if you have one number, you add 1 to that, you get the next number. If we add these up, we get negative 11. If we solve this equation, we can't do anything in parentheses, so we'll just drop them, and we'll have x plus 1 equals negative 11. Combine like terms, we get 2x plus 1 equals negative 11. Subtract 1 from both sides. The 1 cancels out. We bring down the 2x equals negative 12. Divide by 2. And we get x equals negative 6. Okay, so we are finding out that x is equal to negative 6. But we had two numbers, so x plus 1, we'll figure out what that is equal. So I'll plug in negative 6 for x plus 1, and that gives us negative 5. Okay, so our two answers are negative 5 and negative 6. These are back-to-back integers. Now there's another method that you can use, and it just kind of gives you a rough estimate, and then you just go up, down, however many you need. Since they told us two integers, I take the sum divided by 2, and it's kind of like finding the average. Okay, and this gives me negative 5.5. Okay, this is a fraction. So the integer, okay, this number is in between the two integers that we need. So if you get a decimal and you need whole numbers, you go up to the next biggest number and go down to the smallest number. So you can get there also by using this method of average, and just go up 1, down 1, and you still get negative 5 and negative 6. I'll be using this method from here on out, but you can use the equation method. Okay, so this one is a very similar type, so I'll show you with that shortcut. The sum of three consecutive integers is negative 132. Find the three integers. Okay, so I'm going to do negative 132. And then I'm going to divide by 3, because this time they said we're using three consecutive integers. 3 goes into 13 4 times, and it's going to be negative 12. So 44. So it's kind of like having three 44s. And essentially, we want three numbers in a row. So if I take one from this guy and give it to the biggest guy over here, or take one, I actually should see the negative 1, we get a negative 45. Okay, so essentially we go down 1 and we go up 1 from this number, and we'll get these three numbers back to back, and if you add those three up, you should get negative 132. Okay, so I did not read carefully. It says the sum of three consecutive even. Okay, so I should have went up 2 and down 2. But the same process will work. So we need three even numbers. So we'll add 2 and subtract 2. So 396 divided by 3 and we get 132. Okay, so again, having 3 132. So 132 is kind of like what's in the middle. If you add 2, we get 134, and subtract 2, we get 130. The reason I'm adding 2 is because we want even. So adding and subtracting 1 just gives me 3 integers back to back. But if we want them to be even, we have to add 2. And so this time we want 130, 132, and 134.